Welcome to episode 21, Dost Isms, 21 episodes. Answer a question. Let's say you sat down with somebody to get a loan. It doesn't matter what it's for, but you're getting a loan from somebody and you arrange, you come to an agreement on interest rate and, the terms and conditions. And then you come to terms and conditions and that stuff. And then the person that you're dealing with says, I got one other thing for you. I want you to give me a security interest in your artificial person. Give me so I can use it. I get to use it. I get to profit from it. Um, you don't have any, you relinquish all rights to it. You relinquish any title, any interest, any revenues that are owed, everything for you to get this loan. Would you take it? Would you give up your artificial person, which represents your estate, which represents annuities, which represents insurances, which represents profits and revenues and royalties for the use of your name? Would you give that up to get a loan that you've already agreed to terms so that if you default on the loan, obviously you're going to lose the property, but would you add that extra condition? Would you also give up all your rights in your name? I don't know many people that would do that. As a matter of fact, I don't think anybody would do that. But that's what's taken place here. That is what's taken place here since 1998, since the State Street versus Signature Financial Group ruling. That was the time that the world changed. Ordinary course practices that everybody's used to, everybody's familiar with, out the window. We're going to institute a whole new economic model, entirely new. Entirely new. It's all based on intellectual properties, and it's all based on the same theme that when we were born, our mother pledged to the state, which was our intellectual soul. Mothers don't know that. Boy, I wish if every mother knew that, if every mother understood that when, and I've said this before, I'm going to say it again, so this is a repeat of what I've repeated already. If every mother knew that when they came in to say, here, what's your baby's name again? Sign here. If every mother knew that that was essentially a pledge of your child's soul to the state, intellectual soul to the state, people would be pissed, wouldn't they? But then again, that's why the United States of America is the most wealthiest, powerful nation in the world. It's because they've put that incalculable value on that artificial person. And that is incalculable. The reason why it's incalculable is because we're constantly funding everything. We're the collateral value that funds everything we fund. So then you got to look at the situation now. You think, oh, wait a second. If I fund everything, then why do I have to pay medical insurance? Why don't I have the best medical care out there? It's a good question. Every other country, every other civilized world, every other civilized country in the world has universal health care. Why don't we? Because we're capitalism. We're the United States of America. Freedom and liberties, apparently capitalism comes first. Capitalism comes over individual freedoms and liberties. That's very apparent, isn't it? So going back to my original question, would you, would you grant a security interest in your capitalized name, your artificial person that is worth annuities, insurances, revenues, all these things that go to your state? Would you knowingly and willingly grant a security interest in that as a condition for obtaining a loan? Think about that. I don't think anybody would do that, but that's what's going on. That's another episode of Dost Isms. Have a good day and look forward to seeing you again. If you like this kind of video and you like this kind of what is being talked about here, please put a like, subscribe, and donate, please, if you can, because I can use it as we fight this fight. We're fighting a fight to free ourselves. And thank you again for listening. Have a good day.